You get a jump on senility by mumbling to yourself. You get a jump. Your words cause everything to become speechless. How dynamic of you. Mother Teresa, the Pope, and Jimmy Carter could all talk to this plant until they were blue in the face and beating on each other, and it would still do no good. At some time in a life that might have existed eons ago, these ghosts of flora past might have been called plants. He's too far away. You stuck.
Hey!
I wonder if you... Nah, what was I thinking?
Hey!
Buddy, maybe you can help me out. I'm trying to track down this Enderdroid. I'm an Enderdroid runner. I know I don't look so hot, but I'm in disguise, you know?
In disguise? Yeah, you do look disguised. I just don't know what like. Hey, here's a tip. Think seriously about a flea dip.
I could really use your help getting this one. I've had a hell of a time tracking him down. You've gotta help me. Tell you what, if you can find and immobilize this bionic beer opener, it's worth 50 buckazoids to you. What do you say to that? I've scoured this dung heap and haven't seen synthetic hide nor hair of him. All that's left to check is that bar. I'd go in there myself, you see, but I've had a little misunderstanding with the management. No biggie. I'm sure it'll blow over soon. Anyway, can you help me out? What do you say? 50 buckazoids. And if you don't mind me saying it, you look like you could use it. So how about it?
Well, I don't know. What's this Enderdroid thing look like? And why do you want it?
Well, he's about your height, only maybe a few inches higher. And I'd say about your weight, give or take 60 pounds or so. But then that's just probably because of that stuff he's made of. Kind of a liquid metal thing, but that's not important. He's got a crew cut, and I think he was wearing a long, dark coat. Has a strange accent.
But why do you want him?
Oh, he made some people mad.
How?
Oh, I guess he sort of jumped out of his program and kind of killed and or mangled a score or so of co-workers and, more importantly, management personnel. A big no-no. No big deal. I just gotta take him in for analysis and processing. It could help pull me out of my, unfortunate cash flow situation. And most importantly, it can mean 50 buckazoids for you. What do you say?
Well, I could use the buckazoids. I'll see what I can do.
Great. You won't regret it. You're gonna need this data quarter. It's been modified to only be sensitive to certain unique components like droidium, something only an Enderdroid would be composed of. This'll help you root him out. Good luck. Let me know when you've got him. Thanks. I gotta go check in with the home office. I'll check back out here a little later to see how you're coming along.
It would appear that once again, Vice is a bit more profitable than most business ventures. This place is almost too hip for the planet. But then, that's no mean feat, given what a total heap this place appears to be. Looks like this big furry dude is laying out his best Orlanian pickup lines for the Ice Queen. It appears she's not fielding any of them. So this is where Sinead O'Connor's been hanging out. Yikes! I'll bet even old Fester Blatz hasn't seen one of these. The subtle and well-designed lighting scheme distorts dimensional perception and creates an atmosphere conducive to the consumption of the very products this establishment peddles. What's with the interior designer's spew? You need to give some serious thought to changing reading material once you're back aboard ship. Pick up a popular Janitronics or the special Ports Illustrated tool belt issue. Seriously. Impressed by his own perceived magnificence, this wannabe babe magnet stands and just radiates cool. This is the main floor of the Swank Lounge, Orion's Belt. This seems to be where things are happening for the slightly seedier beings of the city. As you can see, there's a pretty good cross-section of the regional population represented here. An interesting arrangement of conduits creates an almost artistic pattern to the back bar area. It's hard to tell what is merely decorative and what is functional. This is the main floor of the Swank Lounge, Orion's Belt. A quick look indicates that the bartender is physically well-balanced and adroit. A good combination for this profession. The shirt would further indicate that he has the mentality for it. You recognize the uniform of the Fistal Hemisphere Alliance. This guy has an interesting cranial configuration. Unlike that popular trunk-bearing pachyderm on that planet Earth, this guy seems to actually be drinking through his trunk. That means he's drinking through his nose. Yuck. This rather large individual with the headphones seems to have tuned this place out. A wide variety of concoctions fills the shelves behind the bar. There's probably something there to provide a buzz for just about any organic system. Some of your personal favorites: Babylon 45, Watney's Red Planet, and Starvek. Starvek, it makes you go where no man has gone before. What a boss blender. I'll bet they can make all kinds of foo-foo drinks in that. Now there's an interesting look. What can be said that isn't painfully obvious? That she'll look better come closing time. It's one of several people dying to get into the restroom. This guy wishes he had a clothespin right about now. Yep, it's the fourth guy in line for the restroom. Definitely standing room only. Wow, this sucker makes even you look like GQ material. These nitro suckers come in all types. They're all drawing on the hoses. Amazingly, they don't freeze. They just glaze over for a few moments while the others laugh. This one has a tattoo which says, "I love Lula." These nitro suckers come in all types. This one has a tattoo. How trendy. Cargo ship grating seems to have been used in an artsy fashion to create flooring for the loft area. It must be pretty interesting below when someone up here rejects whatever substances they may have consumed over the previous couple of hours. A waitress hovers about, tray in claw, tending to the upstairs clientele. It makes decent tips, especially for a synthetic being. The walls up here maintain the same conduit theme as below. hear them say, "Geez, our skimmer's double hovered. We gotta run." The lights do a most pleasant job of illumination. Several lengths of tubing lead from a valve array atop the tank, allowing simultaneous access to its contents. You snag the 4 hoses. Never know when you're going to meet that special lady. Carefully untangle the twisted mass of hookah hoses and then rehook the hoses to create one long hose. It reminds you of Christmas time back home when you enjoyed untangling the Christmas lights and saying to yourself, "I get so much satisfaction from cleaning and straightening. One day, I'll be the best janitor ever." Well, at least one part of that dream came true. You are a janitor. You rehook the hoses to create one long one. Careful, combining those items might cause a rip in the space-time continuum, a tear in the very fabric of space itself. Or not. It's too humiliating to sit alone. This conduit seems to be unoccupied at the moment. The druggies are gone, leaving a partially used nitro tank. It would appear that merging those 2 items is not a good idea. That's an interesting idea. Not a good one, but interesting nonetheless. It probably seemed like a good... The canister snaps neatly into the conduit opening. Well, that wasn't too bad for a borderline physical specimen like you. It didn't quite get the job done, though. Nah, you still haven't convinced the door to yield to your obviously superior physical presence. Wow, you really did it! Not exactly the subtlest of entry techniques, but effective. That's pretty macho for the likes of you. Who would have guessed you'd have the makings of a Starsky or a Hutch, or a Tango or a Cash?
You go now and I don't rearrange your organs.
It's the Endodroid, and he's repairing himself. Yuck. They're just some no-deposit empties. I don't know what comes down here, but these definitely have some sort of deposit.
There, that's a great improvement. Look much better now.
Well, he did warn you. I'm not going to say he told you so, but he did.
Hey there, guy. Come on now. Hey, you can't come back here. You want something? You let me know, all right? So you're with Folly Sorbet Security, huh? Yeah, what can I get for you, Chief?
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff which is glaring in your face from the back wall here, I do make some mixed drinks. I mean, if I do say so myself, I make a pretty mean William Gibson and a pretty good Asimov cocktail, you know what I mean, huh? Hey, I got you. Try a fuzzy toe jam. They seem to be pretty popular with your particular species here. I got just the thing for you guys. It's something I don't even give the regulars here. What do you think, huh?
Make me a double uvula spritzer. Twist a fleck rind, and I want it hacked and whipped, not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
Okay, coming right up, Chief. Listen, this'll take a couple of minutes, but feast your eyes on the making of it, all right?
Oh, that's just fine. Take your time, my good man.
The hookah hose is now attached to the leftmost conduit. The refrigeration unit contains an ice cube tray and some chilled beverages, none of which looks very enticing to you. You have to be careful about what you consume in these universal spaceport bars. One creature's wine is another creature's bile, and vice versa. There's a small valve on this conduit. An interesting arrangement of conduits creates an almost artistic pattern to the back bar area. It's solidly in place. You pinch yourself to make sure this... It's solidly in place. Yow! You quickly close that valve again. It's solidly in... It's solidly in... It's solidly... It's solidly... It's solidly... It's solidly... It's solid... It's solid... An interesting arrangement of conduits create... It's solid... It's solidly... It's solid... It's solidly... That wouldn't prove. Yow! You quickly close that valve again. That's delightfully... The floor has that universal tacky spilled drink and stomach contents feel to it.